Hey, what's going on guys? SkyfuryDX and welcome back for another Dokkan battle video. Today just going over all of the new Twitter updates. As you can see on the screen, we have got the new Gotenks, the new Int Gotenks coming. So this is just the animations, and then I'm just going to scroll up and go over everything that is coming with this celebration. So basically the Gotenks and Boo, they're probably going to be coming out in the game in about... Look, I think that these guys are probably going to be coming out in about 16, 17 hours, something like that. So, Gotenks and Boo. Gotenks and Boo are pretty interesting. Like you can see on the screen now, we've got Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is the final transformation, so Gotenks starts out as base, and then he will transform into Super Saiyan Gotenks, and from there he goes to Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. So Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks himself as a unit is just like absolutely crazy. Like he's really good, and if he actually started out as Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, he'd be one of the best units in the game. I'm not sure if he'd be entirely like on the level of some of the newer units that have come out, like we're talking about Tech Gohan, Physical Frieza. Don't know if he'd really be as good as STR Cooler. Maybe, I'd be open to debate that. But anyway, the units themselves, like they're really good units, especially like this Boo as well. Like Boo's really good, especially when he gets to his Super Boo form, which is what's going on the screen now. When he gets to that form, he is also really good. But the only problem is that it just takes so long to get these guys to their final form, because they transform twice. So for both units, it's like 7 turns to get them to their final form. And like Dokkan events, you're not going to see that. You're not going to get these guys transforming. So basically, like, what have we got? We've got the Gotenks, we've got the Boo, and we've got an awakening for this for this Super Saiyan Goten, and we've also got this awakening for the Super Saiyan Trunks. Apart from that, we've also got Skinny Boo's awakening as well. Skinny Boo's like awakening's just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, okay, so let's start off with the Boo unit. Alright, so Boo, like, just want to talk about him briefly. Like, I'm not going to go super in depth in all of these units on this video. I'll when I want to talk about Boo, I'll make a video about Boo. When I want to talk about Gotenks, I'll make a video about Gotenks. But basically, like the margin power category. So if we open up the margin power category, we'll look at the margin power category, we'll see who's on it. The category is like pretty small. Okay, it's really pretty small. But then we look at the LR that came out during the worldwide download celebration, or the worldwide celebration, whatever you want to call it, and they've got the margin power category. Right, so like the margin power category, combining this with power absorption, like you see who's on power absorption, and you know you've definitely got a lot more options, especially like, you know, you've got some like good LR, like LR Cell is on that. Like you can build a really good team with this Boo rather than this Boo. The only thing really decent about this Boo's leader skill here is artificial life forms. So the artificial life forms, you know, you've got Baby on this one, and like a couple of other good LRs as well. So like definitely I'd say the leader skill for this guy right here is probably better than the LR physical Boo tanks, but then again, like if you've got the physical LR Boo tanks, would I really suggest spending stones to get this unit? Probably not. Like I probably would not say that's a good idea. Yeah, there's a few reasons, but yeah, basically that's what I think of Boo. So his exchange conditions, he exchanges with Majin Buu, the evil Boo, starting from the 3rd turn from the start of the battle. And then we've got evil Boo right here, and how he exchanges into this Super Boo is he absorbs the good Majin Buu, and this can be activated when HP is 70% or more, starting from the 4th turn after the exchange. So that's where I'm getting the 7 from. So you got like the 3 turns after his first appearance, and then 4 turns after that, so 7 turns, and then he's going to change into this Super Buu. And this Super Buu is an absolute beast, okay? Like, just look at, like, he's raising his attack and defense on, he's greatly raising his attack and defense on Super, he's sealing Super attack, his passive gives himself 3 ki and 220% attack, which is, like, godly. And he reduces damage received by 50%. Damage reduction's always like very, very nice. Unfortunately, doesn't give himself defense on his passive, but damage reduction is probably even better. And his 12% chance of performing a crit per Rainbow Key Sphere. So that is really good, like especially because there's so many other like Majin Buu units that are capable of making Rainbow Key. But the problem is, it's just that you're never going to see this guy. Like really, not unless you're doing long events, and yeah, like... So anyway, we'll move on to Gotenks. Gotenks is more or less the same. Okay, so he transforms starting from the 3rd turn as well. And he's like... The thing about Gotenks and like a lot of these Saiyan units is their links just drive me up the wall, man, because like it just makes building a team really hard. Like look at these links. We got on base Gotenks, we've got Signature Pose, Saiyan Warrior Race, the Saiyan Lineage, the Innocence, Fuse Fighter, Supreme Power, and Fierce Battle. And then when he transforms into Gotenks, all of a sudden he's got Super Saiyan and Golden Warrior, which he didn't have before. And then when he transforms into Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, he's got over in a flash. So what is it the Innocence that get... No, it's not the Innocence. It is... Not Golden Warrior. Yeah, it is Golden Warrior. So he loses that Golden Warrior, which is a key link. Pretty sure. God. Golden Warrior. All enemies negative 10% defense and key +1 at level 10. Right, so... it's still a key link, and he loses that. He gets over in a flash, so it just makes like team building a bit of a pain in the ass. But he does give himself 3 key. The thing about this Gotenks as well is that unlike the other Gotenkses, this guy doesn't actually need 11 key, and like 12 key is better because, you know, like getting key, especially on like the fusion team, it's like it's not an issue at all. So. Exactly the same goes as what I said about Buu with this Gotenks. They just take so long to get to their final transformed form. But anyway, his passive skill, he's giving himself 100% attack and defense. Gives himself an additional 100% attack when performing a super attack, 3 key, and a great chance of launching an additional super attack for 4 turns from the start of the turn. So when this guy comes out, it's carnage, right? But it takes him ages to get there. Now, these are you got the Boos and you got the Gotenks, the headlining units from the celebration. On top of that, you've got this Int Super Saiyan Goten who gets an awakening. So he's started out as just this dude here. You probably pulled him like a million times from banners by now. And yeah, he awakens into this dude right here. And he, like, I'm not going to talk too much about these units, but he is absolutely insane when he is run alongside this guy, who also gets his awakening. So he started off as this guy, and you probably pulled him a million times as well. And he awakens into this. So basically you run these two, not these two, these two. You run these two side by side, and like they are just an absolute dynamo together, right? They do so much damage, and they're not going to take damage. They will not take damage. Right? So definitely keep that in mind and look forward to these guys' awakenings. If you're not planning on summoning on these guys right here, then get your enjoyment from these two right here, because they're really, really good. Okay, so we've also got the awakening for Skinny Boo. Skinny Boo is also one of these absolutely insane Dokkan awakenings. So he, Skinny Boo, look at his, so he causes supreme damage, medium chance of stunning, attack and defense 150%, 3 key, plus an additional attack and defense 150, and a high chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super, for 7 turns from the start of turn. So, wow, like that right there, like he ain't taking damage. He, you know, like with Bergamo is a godly awakening, but the thing about Bergamo is that with Bergamo, he's got to attack a few times to sort of build his defense, whereas this guy is just good to go off the bat. So if you've got this Skinny Boo, also look forward to this awakening. I have been playing and pulling units for as long as I have, and I've only got 1 copy of this guy, so it's just a bit unfortunate for me, but at least I got 1 copy. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring up the banners. So I got the banner for Boo here, I got the banner for Gotenks here. I'm just going to talk about these banners, and I'm going to tell you all like why you probably shouldn't summon for these units. So like this is a dual Dokkan Fest celebration here, and generally for dual Dokkan Fest celebrations, it's so hype. Like it's really, like people are looking forward to the dual Dokkan Fest units because they're really godly, but I'm not really getting the same sort of hype from these units. Plus, at this point, they are so old. Like, I'd even go as far as saying, upon release on the global version of the game, they are outdated. Yep, they are. Don't argue with me, because when you've got units like Physical Freezer, who are able to bust out like 3.5 million attack stat turn 1 with 180k defense, these guys are dog shit compared to them. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. So we got the Boo banner here. We look at the banner itself as well, and the banner is awful. The banner is terrible. You got Super Saiyan 3 Broly on the banner, who has just been out now for the longest time. He hasn't been featured on a banner for a while, but he's been featured on enough banners in the past to make his return unwelcome. We've also got the STR Super Boo, who has definitely gotten improvements since his Dokkan Awakening, but like if you put stones into this banner and you pull STR Super Boo, are you going to be happy with that? The answer for all you cats at home is no. No, you're not going to be happy if you pull STR Super Boo. We've got the AGL Metal Cooler. AGL Metal Cooler was recently featured, and pretty sure he was actually featured on Gotenks' banner. I'm not going to pull it up and check, but like he's just been around for that long now. Broly, by this stage, like he's definitely getting stale. He's been around now for too long as well. Too many times he's been back. Like everybody, like I've got Broly rainbowed. I think I've got his SSR rainbowed as well. It's yeah, like we got the Zamasu. Zamasu has just been around like a couple of times. He's like, what is he? He's a year old when this Boo comes out. So Zamasu is more outdated than what Boo is, and yeah, he's making a return on the banner, and he's already rainbowed. Got this Tech Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. He's solid. He's a really solid unit, and I guess the Boo you could say is pretty solid as well. But you know, for me, I've got everything on the banner rainbowed apart from these 2 units right here. So this is just an absolute no-go for me. Like if there's tickets or whatever, I'll do some summons on the tickets, but anything after that, no thank you. And then the same thing really with this Gotenks banner here. Like the 2 Gotenkses here, you got the physical and the tech Gotenks. Like even after tech Gotenks' Easy A, he's still like absolute fodder. Like I really don't enjoy using either of these units because of their 11 key conditions. We've got AGL Gogeta, who's the exact same boat as the physical Broly. Been around too much, and nothing new. We're sick of summoning for AGL Gogeta by this point. The Trunks, exactly the same as Zamasu. Trunks is a year old now. Now this banner here, Piccolo, I haven't really summoned on many banners that Piccolo is on. So there's definitely, like, Piccolo's solid, this Goku's solid, and the Gotenks is solid too. But, the thing about the Gotenks as well that really is absolutely tragic is his leader skill. Special Pose is probably the most ridiculous category in the game, and Youth is just tiny. Okay, let's pull up Youth first. We're going to have a look at Youth. And you see, like, the amount of limitations that you've got on the Youth team. Like, there's not enough here. Really good additions, these two guys right here. But, yeah, like, the Youth category is just, like, it needs work. And then we pull up the Special Pose category. And we look at the Special Pose category, and we see, like, these guys here, like these 6, aren't even out on global yet, and they're like no big deal anyway. Like Topo, if you've got LR Jiren, very, very good. Then you look at these units here, and you just look at the roster, and it's like, did this category really need to exist? Does having a category like Special Pose devalue this Gotenks? Yes it does. So guys, like, honestly, if you want to summon on these banners, it's your call, but I wouldn't suggest it. I would actually recommend boycotting these banners, and you're going to save your stones for the Christmas celebration, the New Year's celebration. There's a lot of good stuff to look forward to on the horizon in Dokkan, and I just really, really don't think that summoning on these two is wise. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to you, but that's my 2 cents for you anyway. I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to give a little bit of guidance to, like, build people's boxes, what to summon on as best as I can for the benefit of other players. So, I mean, but, if you don't have any of these units and you're new, yeah, throw a couple of multis on it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? But honestly, like, there's a lot of good stuff on the horizon to look forward to, and the horizon's not even really that far away. So check that out, and yeah, if you're gonna summon, good luck, and if you're not gonna summon, you're very, very smart. Just hold those stones, because trust me, you're going to need them. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.